My father fed 5 of us on $38.50 a week. He had no credit card, no bank account, just 6 envelopes. This envelope is 8 years old. My father gave this to me when I was 5 years old, November 1945. The war had just ended. He brought home $38.50 a week from the steel mill. And that was it. That was the whole world. He sat me down at the kitchen table. He said, "Bobby, I'm going to teach you how money works, so you don't end up scared like your mother and me." He had 6 envelopes laid out. Each one had a word written on it in pencil. Rent, food,
Right.
coal,
Right.
medicine,
Right.
school,
Yeah.
save. That was it. That was the whole financial system. No spreadsheets, no apps, no gurus, just 6 envelopes, and a man who had lived through the worst decade in American history. Every Friday, he'd come home from the mill, hand the cash to my mother, and together at that same table they'd divide it out loud so I could hear. $8 rent, $12 food, $3 coal, $2 medicine, $1 school supplies. Some weeks, Save got 50 cents. Some weeks it got nothing. One week, I remember this, Save got $2.75. My father held that money up like he'd won the lottery. If food ran out on a Thursday, we ate less. He didn't take from rent. If medicine got tight, we didn't go to the doctor. He didn't take from Save. The envelopes were sacred. They were boundaries. They were a man saying to his hunger, "No, not this one." In 1972, my father died. Heart attack at 61. My mother called me, crying, told me to come home, said there was something I needed to see. I went to the kitchen, same table, same drawer, and in that drawer were 6 envelopes, same 6, 80 years old by then, worn down to almost nothing. But here's what shook me, the Save envelope. It had $11,432 in it, in cash. A man who never made more than $75 a week at his peak had quietly amassed weekly, painfully, saved over $11,000 in a kitchen drawer. From a man who couldn't afford a real Christmas. From a man who wore the same coat for 22 years. So here's what I want to tell you about budgets, about apps, about all the noise. You don't need an algorithm. You don't need a guru. You don't need a 6-figure income. You need 6 envelopes and the courage to never touch the wrong one. This one was his Save envelope. I keep it because it reminds me of the only financial advice I ever needed. The money you don't spend is the only money that's really yours. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bob, this is 2026. We don't use cash. We have apps for this. And you're right. But I'll tell you something, Co. Those apps don't have walls. Those apps let you swipe from Save to food delivery without flinching. The envelope made you feel the boundary. You don't have to use paper. But you have to build the wall. And here's the thing. My father didn't have an emergency fund because he had an emergency life. Every week was an emergency. So he built the system that protected him from himself. That's all a budget is. A system that protects you from yourself on your weakest day. Tomorrow I'll tell you about the day in 1960 when a man in a gray suit walked into the Pittsburgh post office and no. I said, no, I'll see you on this bench.